Hello, my name is Yvonne, and I have a YouTube channel. It's called JK Lifestyles with Yvonne. Today, I'm trying something a little different. It's called It's On With Yvonne. And what I'd like to do is talk about something that means a lot to me. One of the things I like to talk about is when my son was diagnosed with cancer. When the doctor told me what he had, I felt like my world had fallen apart because I had my child when I was like 32, and I had wanted him for about 6, 7 years before I actually had him. And I took very good care of him. And I was like, well, how could this happen to my son? And I was very lucky because I have a brother who's a doctor, and he was instrumental in them finding out exactly what was wrong with my son. Well, my ex-husband, who knows how I kind of fall apart sometimes if my child is sick, he stepped in and he was very helpful with driving him back and forth um, to get treatment. We live in New Jersey, so he had to be driven to New York. And I have only driven to New York one time before my son got sick. When he got sick, I had to drive to New York. But I was very fortunate that his father did the heavy lifting with getting him back and forth and staying with him over there. The days that it was suggested I take is like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when the traffic is a little lighter over there. When I used to go visit him, my younger son wanted to, uh, wanted to go see him, but I would never take him because I was nervous driving over bridges. I was nervous going through the tunnel. And I said, if I drive off of a bridge, I will be darned if I take my son with me. So I never took him over there to see him. Some of these, some of the things that I'm going to talk about is something that just occurs to me as I'm talking. So forgive me if it sounds out of order. I know I had gotten pretty good at running out the room when the doctor would come in to tell the results of tests. I just I had it in my mind that I just rather stay ignorant. Just tell me where he needs to be, what I need to do, what medicine I need to get for him. I would definitely care for him, but I just hearing some of the things, it was just I couldn't do it. Even to this day, I can't do it. One of the memories I do have is that when I was waiting for my son to get treated, it was this young boy there, and I know he's young because he started getting, you can see where he's starting to break out with pimples. And that is very difficult when you're in the hospital in the cancer ward, and then you're a child too. And I know when he was talking about his pimples, I said something. I said, "Oh, just wash your face, and you can use these type of products to clean your skin really good." And his grandmother smiled, and for a couple of minutes, the little boy stopped thinking about the journey that he's going on at this time, which is the cancer treatment. I know when I was there, I couldn't believe it. Like you see little babies, you see toddlers, you see, children there being treated. And one of the things that the mothers had in common is like you dig deep for what you need in order to be there for your child. That's what I had to do. That's what anyone that loves their child and is there. I don't think you do it for anybody else. like you would do it for your child. Probably a parent, but it was hard. Let me see what else would I remember I had put him on prayer list. His dad and the people that his dad know, they put him on prayer list. My family put him on prayer list. Immediate family members and extended family. They had told me that he wasn't going to make it because if you look at what he had, he shouldn't have made it. But they treated him. They gave him the best treatment, prayers. He pulled through. I remember telling one of his teachers, she asked me how he was doing. And I told him, I said, "Oh, he's doing fine." And she looked kind of sad for a moment. And I was thinking, why is she sad? He's going to be fine. He's going to be all right. And I believe it was just faith. It was just faith. One of the things that I did, I kept a journal and I considered it what I was writing to the Lord about my son, asking him to bless my son, let my son be returned to health. Everything that was going on. I know the Lord knew what was going on, but I just wrote him that. And I remember Bible verses would come to me. I remember writing things in response to the letters that I wrote to the Lord. To this day, I can't write the same way, you know, like the answers to what I wrote to the Lord. It was messages like have faith, um, Jeffrey will be fine. It was just those type of messages, uh, different Bible verses. And it's been about 17 years and he recovered and 17 years later, he's still here, doing good, doing great. Let me see. Is there anything else? I know one time they went to give him, he had to take a nuclear scan. And I had went down to the room with him and everything, and I was waiting there with him. The nurse brings in this box, this lead box. And then she asked me, she said, "Okay, well, you can leave now. He's getting ready to get it." I said, "Well, can I wait till after he get it?" She said, "No, because it's nuclear." He had to go through so many scans, and he had more courage than me. My son didn't complain. He just wanted to know that we were there, and we were there for him. But to have a long story short, he did recover. He's doing fine. His pediatrician, one time I took my younger son there and he asked how my oldest son was doing. I told him he's doing good. He's doing fine. So he said, he wasn't supposed to be here. The hospital had told him based on what he had that he wasn't going to make it. And I was telling him what had happened. I was telling him how we prayed, how we took him for the care. I mean, he had to have good medical care, but he's still here. So that's the latest. That's what I want to talk about now. So thank you for listening. This is Yvonne. Goodbye.